Welcome in. It is a Friday night, and it is time for Views from the Stands. And we got the G Mike with us tonight, man. It is riding solo with me and Mr. G Mike. We have a very, very special guest going to come on here in a couple minutes, which we're extremely excited about. Mr. G Mike, it is NBA time, man. The Super Bowl is in the past. Of course, the NFL runs the world, but right now we are just focused on that life of ball, man. G Mike, are you excited for the All-Star weekend, everything we got going up?
All-Star weekend, man. You know how I really feel about that, man. I think it's a little past. I think they got to get over it, but definitely excited for the second half of the season. I think the time is gonna ramp up.
Absolutely, man. We definitely got that going up, man. So basically, this whole recap of today is going to be all basketball, man. We're playing ball today. We have a very special guest, Uriah Young, coming on, and that's going to be a great conversation. And my man knows so much about basketball, and we'll let him explain a little bit more. We're going to be doing our predictions for the three-point contest, the dunk contest, all the festivities, the All-Star versus the World, that confusing-ass format they got going on. Anywho, it's all about ball today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on our special guest of the night.
Special guest Views from the Stands.
All right, and welcome in Mr. Uriah Young of the young and old podcast. Mr. Uriah Hall in the building right now. This is our time that we usually give to people when they first come on, man. Give a humble brag, and you don't have to be humble about it. Tell everybody about yourself, man.
Don't be modest.
So, Stevie, you got the energy, man. I love the energy. Mike, I actually echo the sentiments about the All-Star game. We'll get into that in a minute. But as far as about me, what I'm all about, so I'm the founder and executive producer for NBA Now and Then, the Greatest Comparisons. And essentially what we do, guys, is we compare NBA players past to present. We bridge NBA eras, and we connect generations of NBA fans around the world. And we do it through our comparisons. We've been doing it for 2.5 years. We are in season 3. We've been downloaded in over 55 countries. And, we're just excited to be able to offer an alternative to what the podcast sphere is like, which is basically a lot of debate style and analysis, which what you guys do. And what we do is we basically take you down memory lane, but we also offer inspiration by going over the backgrounds of NBA players that you know and love. We go over the stats, the accolades, and best of all, we offer the rosters of all those players that you love, just to give a balanced, objective view on why we compare these players, and we have a great time and fun time doing it.
So this is so great. I'm glad that you're actually coming on here because George and I are that perfect age gap in here where I am still never left the 90s, and George is always telling me how old I am in here. So I'm so glad you're on here because you can maybe be the happy medium or just agree with me that the 90s were better. So
I'll try. I'm a 90s guy too, just to be honest with you. I'm a 90s guy.
There we go, man.
All right, just to start it off then.
Go ahead. Yes, I've been waiting for this.
Your opinion on the skill level between the 90s and today's NBA.
Well, the reality is, G Mike, is you have to consider the era and the style of play of today. The three-point shot changed everything. And ironically, I was watching a documentary on Prime about the ABA and how it was the ABA that introduced the three-point shot. So I think what's happening is the comparison of the 90s players versus today. I think if you take those 90s players and put them in today's game, I think they would still just be as skilled. The athleticism might kind of lean more towards players today. But again, it's all about style. So I think you look at MJ, you look at Charles Barkley, all the players, GP, Gary Payton, Sean Kemp, like all those guys could get up and could do pretty much what the guys are doing today. Kyrie is a different animal. I don't think anybody's done what Kyrie can do. But yeah, I think the skill level, you have to consider the eras.
So my argument to it, right, it's more definitely 90s All-Star players. I definitely agree they can play in today's NBA, right?
Yeah.
But in today's NBA, even the 15th man on the bench, I think will be a star
already.
in the 90s. In the 90s. Not a superstar, but like borderline All-Star. Maybe didn't get enough votes, Boom, they didn't get in.
All right, well, let me give you an example.
They have
Then.
the
So let's
stats.
go.
They have the
Let's go
stats.
with Cameron Payne, who thinks that Cameron Payne thinks that he should be on every All NBA team as it is. I don't think he could last in the '90s NBA or something like that. So I mean, it depends on what guys you're talking about here, though, too.
Yeah, true. No, true. I'm just saying that there's more, in my opinion, there's more players in today's NBA that can play in the 90s than there is more 90s NBA players that can play in today's NBA.
Well, again, you have to consider the style of play, right? So in the 90s, I was a Sixers fan. I'm still a Sixers fan, unfortunately. We had guys like Mike Jaminski. We had guys like Jeff Ruland. We had guys like Kurt Nymphius, Bobby Thornton. I'm going old school on you guys.
Yeah,
and because back then, centers, the expectation was back to the basket, right? Yeah. Feed the big man. That's not the game today. So had those players in terms of the pool of players today, could Jaminski play in today's game? Probably not, just because that wasn't his game. That wasn't his skill set. So it's hard to dismiss that fact.
Yeah, and I think another thing that comes up with too, and you're talking about the old school stuff, and we're definitely going to move on to other stuff, whatever. But I like this, kind of like your wheelhouse here. But I think it's like the hand check rules, and there's the rules are a little bit different now, So you could be a lot more physical back in the day, So it's hard to say what these guys could do. What the guys could do, like Harden back in the day, probably would be right just because he would I take that. I think Harden would have more of a difficult time because you could get hit. And I think that's a lot of what he's predicated on now is that you can't necessarily get hit, and it's more about the finesse style and the scoring, where back then you could hit somebody, and it's the be a man, get up kind of aspect,
Well, he shoots a lot of three-pointers. He's top 5 in history in three-pointers. So that means he would score way more back then than he would right now.
But I think he would get they wouldn't call the same foul.
Going to the line and what you're saying, driving to the basket. Yeah, I understand what you're saying there, because that's what he was doing a lot.
Right. So the jump step that he does and all that wouldn't survive necessarily as much as I don't think in like the 90s as it does in the 2000s.
Yeah, fact.
The 2000s also offered a more exciting product though as well. I mean, like you can say this. Well, they showcase the athleticism of these guys a lot.
Oh
more,
yeah,
so.
That's my favorite. I mean, we could get into that. I mean, my favorite era of basketball is 2000s. I don't know what yours is, Young, but
hey, look, I think my favorite era, just to be totally honest, would be the 80s and 90s. I'm going to be 50 this year, so I grew up watching Isaiah Thomas. Charles Barkley was my home team favorite player. Obviously, Michael Jordan. Although I wasn't the biggest Jordan fan in the beginning, I thought he was a ball hog. But the 80s. The 80s with Magic and Bird, it was so – look, Stevie, it was a special era to watch the Celtics and the Lakers. Every spring, you could always count on that rivalry taking over the sports world in the springtime. So I think the 80s and 90s resonate with me because that it was like a seed that was planted in me. But to be honest with you, the 2000s with Vince Carter and KG, those were exciting times too. They just took the baton and ran with it.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting about that too is that you had the Bird, the Isaiah, all those guys in the 80s, and they played their own style. Then you got 90s, you got Jordan, and even Shaq at that point. But then the 2000s just went a different direction. I think that they started really to showcase how much of these guys are athletes. And Jordan, for as great a shape as he was and all that stuff, he could fly and all that, but he was one of the only guys I feel like that really was showcasing that athleticism. Sean Kemp was great and stuff, but a lot of those guys were very, I'm not going to say fundamental, I feel like, but that's almost like a disrespectful word when you're saying someone's fundamental. But I mean that with respect, that these guys were just great basketball players. Like you're not going to get someone to get crossed over like they are right now back in that day. It just wasn't happening like that. You had guys. That's why I think Iverson was so important back at that time too, because he was right in the end of that era, and then you could see where the new generation was going. Yeah. As a Philly guy, I'm sure you were all about that.
Look, we got to mention Steph Curry. I think without Steph Curry, literally, we would not have so many teams shooting 3-pointers, and it is so frustrating because we all love the game. And then you got guys holding on to the past, talking crap about the new game, and then the younger guys taking a dump on like the older guys. And it's like, look, what has changed is the shooting. Everyone is shooting now. The centers are shooting, forwards are shooting, point guards. Like you got 6'8" point guards. That's the norm now. So the evolution has brought us to where we are now. And I'm kind of the guy with my podcast, NBA Now and Then. We try to, appreciate the game and enrich the game because it's not going anywhere. Like they're not getting rid of the 3-point line. I'm sorry. So get used to guys shooting a bunch of threes and just hope that they go in more than they do not.
So I had actually told Steve about this. I was like, the way that you fix that is by implementing, in my opinion, what I would try to push to try to fix it is implementing the dunk to be worth 3 points. So that you're going to have guys trying, not always just shoot the ball, trying to drive in and actually try to dunk on someone or get their own dunks off a fast break or whatever. You'll see more highlight reels like you used to see in the 2000 and the beginning 2010s until Steph Curry obviously took it and just ran with it. But you'll see more of the highlight reel of going to the basket instead of away from the basket.
I haven't heard that one yet, G Mike. That seems it seems interesting because now if you've increased the value of a dunk to 3 points, now there has to be more defense played, especially in the paint. That could be a byproduct of something good. I don't know if it ever.
Welcome to Views in the Stands, man.
Right? Yeah, Adam Silver, where you at? No, you need to fix a lot of stuff in the NBA right now.
No, Adam Silver's listening right now. He's not worried about all the celebrity game and stuff. He's checking out Views in the Stands because he knows we got both our podcasts on. So we already know he's listening. So we'll email us later.
Did you guys see what he said about the draft lottery?
No, go ahead because that was some interesting news. Go ahead.
So basically, he's saying that he wants to do a tournament for the teams that are in the lottery for the last 10 games of the season.
I've been saying that for a while.
I feel like it has to be a certain type of way though, because it could go negative and positive. Because then I feel like if they do that, then the really bad teams, I guess I gotta put more thought to it. I don't know. They'll still be bad. I don't know. I honestly, I haven't put a lot of thought to it. I just saw it today. He just wants to make a tournament for the draft lottery, basically.
Let me jump in and be.
Yeah,
I'll be devil's advocate.
Okay.
So if my team stinks, and I'm fighting for a roster spot, right? Let's say I'm like the 10th or 11th guy, and my contract's expiring or whatever. I'm gonna play hard so that my team can draft a guy that could potentially bump me off the bench.
Yeah.
Why would I play hard for that?
Yeah.
Why would I play for like a top pick, some stud coming out of Kentucky to take my roster spot? I'm sorry. I would not play hard for that. It's just me. I don't know how serious he is about this tournament.
That's black. I didn't think about that aspect of it really. And so we've always kind of gone back and forth with like the NBA Cup. Like, what's your thoughts on the NBA Cup? Do you like the NBA Cup? Are you a fan of it?
Yo, I'm glad you brought that up. So I guess I think it was like New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve, either one of those. I was on Twitter and on our NBA Now and Then account, and people were going at KD about the tournament. So I chimed in and I said, "Hey, KD, be honest. Like, what do you think about the courts?" I don't mind them trying to get some excitement during that time of the year, but the courts, man, I cannot look at those courts, the bright red or the bright green. And KD actually chimed in and he was like, he was like, if he could change anything about the NBA Cup, he would change the courts. So we got KD co-signing on our tweet.
Nice.
There we go, man. There we go.
No, the courts are horrible for real, man. Every time I look at it, I'm just like, dude, like I feel like I'm staring at a highlighter. Like,
you know what? I'm surprised instead of completely painting it, I'm surprised they haven't taken a page out of like hockey, because it still is it's not a non-moving floor. So you could theoretically, for the viewership or something like that, have something over top of it, or if you could, with all the technology they have, you can put something over top of it, not change the court. So it's almost dangerous for the players too, in a way, because they can't see where they're going. And like, I like the idea to make it exciting, but yeah, I agree, it's distracting as hell. It was almost like whenever the NFL did the color rush games, and colorblind people were complaining that they couldn't see. There it is.
There it is.
Frame that.
So I said, be honest, KD, are the Cup courts hard to watch on TV or what? And do the players like playing on the bright color courts? Katie says, if I would change one thing, it'll be the color of the courts. I like the big ass decal of the trophy on the floor, though.
Yeah, that's what I was about to bring
decal
up.
is fine. Like Steve said, like
yeah,
put something on there to distinguish it from a regular season game.
Mhm.
But the brightness of the courts got to go. I haven't heard one person in 3 years say, "Man, I love those courts. Those courts are amazing. I love staring at those courts." That looks like a highlighter, like Mike said.
Dude, it's like the NBA Finals. Like they should bring back the whole trophy and put it in the middle of the court, man. That used to be awesome to see, bro.
Fire.
Yeah, dude.
All right, well, we're just going on rants on here real quick, so let's go ahead and jump in. Actually, there was some big news that just happened probably about 4 hours ago, so we're gonna jump.
News from the world of sports.
We've all heard about it as of now, especially being a basketball fan. If you haven't heard, CP3 is apparently hanging it up after he got waived by the Toronto Raptors. Uriah, man, this was big news, or is this just one of those things that no one picked him up? Did the NBA retire him, or what is this all about? Is this real or not?
Wow, I just know that Chris Paul, being from North Carolina, obviously a Wake Forest product, we actually compared him in season 2 of NBA Now and Then. We compared him to Jason Kidd. Look, some players don't like him. The thing with Rondo was always kind of fascinating to watch. But as far as his legacy, the guy is a bona fide star. He is a bona fide quality human being with a lot of the philanthropy that he's done throughout his entire career. President of the Players Association for multiple years. The guy has a legacy, and you can't dismiss what he's brought to the league. As far as the retirement thing, I didn't see it coming. I'm not surprised because, I mean, he's pushing 40. If not, he's 40 years old. I would have liked to have seen him get a chance to win a championship. But, yeah, I'm as shocked as you guys are.
Yeah, man. Dude, super shocked. At first, I just want to talk about his game. Guy was a floor general on the court, a coach on the court, really. He was a great scorer in his early years, you know, when he in Charlotte, when he went to LA, obviously in the decline with LA, then he started moving to OKC, then went to Houston, or the other way around, and you know, he almost got a shot at trying to play for a championship for real. First time around, he did have a second time around with Phoenix. Obviously didn't really happen the way they wanted to, but dude, 12-time All-Star, 5-time assist champ, 6-time steal champ, 11-time All-NBA, 2005-06 All-Rookie Team, 2005-06 Rookie of the Year, 9-time All-Defensive Team, a member of the NBA 75th All-Time Club, and a 2012 All-Star MVP, man. And just to say all that, the fact that how these teams treated him at the end, dismissing him from the LA Clippers, getting him traded to the Toronto Raptors, and the Raptors waiving him like that, instead of using his knowledge, his veteranship to try to coach up other players and teach them how to be better at ball, it's mad disrespectful. It's super disappointing on how the way that they treated him and let him go and not go out on his own terms, because in my opinion, I feel like he did not go out on his own terms. They kicked him out of the NBA and no one else wants him around, bro. And that's very, very sad for a player who gave up his all for all the time that he's been in the NBA. And he's been, like Young says, very high gratitude off the court and still while on the court. Yeah, maybe he could have been a pain in the butt in the locker room, but dude, honestly, if you are in any competitive environment and you are a true winner, that is going to happen. You're going to have arguments with your brothers on the team, because eventually you guys become brothers, and you're gonna have disagreements, and you know, you just want to win. It's the competitive side that's coming out. But the way that they treated him, man, kicking him out the NBA, bro, I do not agree with it.
Chris Paul always struck me as like the adult in the room, even as a young guy, even whenever he was there. He always just seemed like the mature, grown man. His game was always grown man. Like, he never seemed like he was, you know, too big. But I do want to bring this up, and I'm sure you're right. You're going to remember this one here too. A lot of people seem to almost forget, but in 2011, this deal got denied. And this is like a big part of his legacy here. So just as a recap, I had to YouTube. Google it real quick to find out what it was real quick. But so in 2011, the Los Angeles Lakers were going to get Chris Paul, while the Hornets were going to get Lamar Odom, Kevin Martin, Luis Scola, and Goran Dragic. And the NBA denied this deal because they felt that the Hornets were not going to get enough back in return for Chris Paul. That would have changed everything for Chris Paul's trajectory, for the Lakers, for everything. Chris Paul and Kobe Bryant, I don't think there would have been any issues. They're both men in a room, without a doubt. So I don't think there would have been any issues on who's playing hard, who's not, who's practicing hard, or anything like that. But it's just wild if you look back on the deals that have happened now. Ergo, my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic. How did that not get denied if Chris Paul, for one player for 5, did it, and we got nothing back pretty much for it? And then Anthony Davis turns around and gets a bunch back for it. But having said that, different guy. Anyways, but yeah, I think that's a huge part of Chris Paul's legacy and Chris Paul as the player, is that he was about to go to a team that possibly could have won a championship. If he would have been there, he might have been that missing piece, and he would have had a ring, if not maybe 2. And I think that would have changed Kobe's career. That would have changed a lot of things if that trade would have actually went through. And I honestly, looking back on it, I don't think that's that bad of a trade, really, if you clear the players. You know, I mean, Lamar Odom was at the time still pretty decent. Stoll was an underrated player. Kevin Martin was an emerging player. I don't think they realized what he was until later on. So I think that deal, although one player for that many guys seems on paper pretty bad, in the grand scheme of it, I think it actually would have worked out.
Yeah, it's David Stern. He threw a monkey wrench in that whole deal, and you know, the NBA was, I think they were the owners of the Pelicans or the Hornets at the time. And as far as, like, you guys left out the other part of CP's legacy.
Lockout too.
It was lockout. Listen, he gave us some of the greatest State Farm commercials with his characters, with the mustache. And look, the best one is when he's power walking. That was like a couple years ago. Agreed. Look, great personality, great floor leader, like you said, Mike. And I am, now that I think about it, the way Mike framed it, I'm very disappointed that this is how he's going out. I think him being with Kobe, it would have been the best point guard in the league with the best shooting guard. I could see why the league would have been scared of them putting something together. They would have ran the table, even with Odom not there, because I think they still had Gasol, right, at the time.
It was 2011, so that makes sense, yeah.
And then the next year, Dwight came.
Yeah.
Well, that was also as a result of all that. Then he had the Steve Nash and Dwight debacle that never really panned out either, and that was all because of that Chris Paul trade didn't come to fruition. You know, so that's a big moment in NBA history, really.
Huge.
Steve Nash was at the end of his career. Dwight Howard,
right?
He was still at his peak, but I guess like he probably didn't like the way that stuff was run with Kobe and all that stuff, because Kobe was another one that I've heard that wasn't really great at communicating. So it's like,
well, that's why I think that Chris Paul and Kobe would have worked perfectly, because they essentially are the same guy. That's why I was bringing that point, is that you're never going to have to say, hey, Kobe, you practicing, or what was that about, or something, you know, where Dwight was like, hey, I missed the pass, and, you know, but hey, I'm fun, I'm Superman, you know. Kobe and Chris Paul, there would have never been none of that at all, you know. So I think that would have been such a great dynamic. That would have been just fun for the fans to see as well, just to see those two guys out there. You know, because, I mean, think about it. I mean, in Kobe's time, Kobe had Derek Fisher and a bunch of other decent point guards. I would say no one that wasn't like horrible, but no one that was like an actual game-winning point guard, right? Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. So, I mean, I think, and we'll be talking about this here in a couple of seconds here about the Hall of Fame, but Chris Paul, I mean, I don't think there's any kind of question, especially with the NBA's with the Hall of Fame. Chris Paul is first ballot, correct? There's no debating with that, just because he's
absolutely. Yeah, he's second all time in assists, I think.
Yeah. No, definitely. The way that the NBA just lets anybody in, he better be first.
Well, what better time than now? We can go ahead and bring it up here. So this is the 2026 class that's supposed to be going in. This is at least the notable ones. You got Doc Rivers, Blake Griffin, Mari Stoudemire, Candace Parker, and Ella Donna. All right, gentlemen. Thoughts? Me and G-Mike were talking about this, and like I don't really understand. I think honestly, Doc Candace Parker and Ella, I can understand. Maybe Amari Stoudemire and Blake Griffin, like, what are we doing here now? Like, does anybody just get into the Hall of Fame now or what? Like, why? Maybe correct me I'm wrong or help me out here.
There's someone that's not on this image that I think
Kevin Johnson?
Yeah, Kevin Johnson.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I would put Kevin Johnson on there before Stoudemire, even though Stoudemire has, I think, more All-Star appearances. Look, Kevin Johnson in the 80s, do you understand? He not only went to the Western Conference Finals before Charles Barkley got there, but he was going up against Magic Johnson, John Stockton, all-time point guards, and he led his team. And Charles Barkley's been on record saying that Kevin Johnson was the best point guard he ever played with. And when a guy like Charles Barkley co-signs for you like that, I think Kevin Johnson, he had the numbers. I think he was the first point guard in history, if I'm not mistaken, to average over 20 points, 10 assists, and I think 2 steals a game while shooting 50% from the field. Blake Griffin, he had a great career, don't get me wrong, but look, Kevin Johnson became mayor of Sacramento. Like, come on, that right there gets you in the Hall of Fame.
That is why you're welcome on here anytime. That is literally the one thing I told G-Mike. I was like, Kevin Johnson's more kind of thing that he ran Sacramento.
Yeah, man. Like, come on, put that man in there. I think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
And let's not forget NBA Jam. I mean, he was pretty damn good at that too, man.
Absolutely.
All right, so anyways, we were just talking about it before, man. G-Mike, what's your thoughts on this class? We can go into there's a couple of different directions we can go in this one. Do you think this class is worth getting in the Hall of Fame? Or do you think the NBA has just gotten a little bit too soft with getting anybody in? Now, this not so before I say that, before you answer real quick, this isn't saying that all these people are making it in. This is just the most notable ones that aren't eligible, but NBA is pretty friendly with getting in the Hall of Fame. What's your thoughts?
I'm on the fence with it, man, because, Blake Griffin was an outstanding player with the Clippers. Then he gets traded to the Detroit Pistons, and he looked like his career reincarnated. Yeah. And then obviously, he had injuries, and it started to debuff when he went to the Brooklyn Nets. That he was with KD and he was with Kyrie, he was with Harden. I thought that team was going to go all the way. Honestly, I thought he was going to be a good fourth player that they can use to, level up their roster and get to the NBA Finals, right? But I don't think he did like such outlandish stuff. When you look at his accolades, it's not super crazy. Him and Amari Stoudemire have the same accolades. Like, if you really look at it, they literally have the same accolades. I get why Stoudemire is there too, because he won a lot of playoff games with Steve Nash and the Phoenix Suns. Like, they did a lot of work there. He did a lot of work in the New York Knicks with Carmelo Anthony, J.R. Smith. And, he was a prime piece there that, on the defensive side, he really helped a lot with the rebounds, of course. He was grabbing them on the offense and defensive side. He was scoring a lot of points. But, again, he didn't win any championships. He doesn't have so many damn accolades. So, again, I am on the fence of the fact that the NBA, I really feel that does let anybody in. Now, to say, are they not deserving of it? I wouldn't say that they're not deserving of it, but I wouldn't say that they are. So like I'm on the fence with it. Doc Rivers, he won a championship as an NBA head coach. All right, that's cool. He was a good player. He was a one-time All-Star. Like, he wasn't a super above average. So I don't even know why he's a notable candidate too. But again, I'm not gonna be the one to say, yo, these people don't deserve it, because at the end of the day, they put in the blood, sweat, and tears to go into winning a lot of playoff games. It does come with a lot with Doc Rivers on his mind when you go coaching. They're coaching all the time and he's working all the time. So with those three, I'm on the fence about. But Candace Parker, 100%, she deserves to be in. One of the greatest women basketball players.
Star as well. Like,
college star, 3-time NBA.
Women's basketball on the map.
Crazy.
Agreed.
Crazy
Agreed.
Good, bro. Crazy good.
So this is one of the random things that I always know about things about just randomness, and that's why you listen to Views from the Stand sometimes here. But interesting fact about Amari Stoudemire. Amari Stoudemire had a 28-inch waist.
28.
Did you realize?
Holy shit.
28-inch waist. Isn't that ridiculous? Like, you know how lean you have to be as big of a dude as that is and have a 28-inch waist? Why I know that? Who the hell knows? I got glasses on, so it makes I'm smart. You know what I mean? Who the hell knows?
I actually went on the same cruise as him, bro. We actually had a drink together at the bar.
What?
Shot.
With Stoudemire?
Yeah, with Stoudemire.
Oh man! Could
he,
you tell?
like,
could you tell he had a 20-inch waist?
I could not tell that.
Like, yo, bro, I heard you had a 20.
This was in 2022. I think it was. It was like right after everything opened up with COVID and people were,
he might have moved up to a 30-inch. We'll never know, but still, while he was playing, he had a 28.
He was a coach. He was a coach with the Brooklyn Nets. So it was 2022, something like that. It was funny. It was funny. He was getting shots for everybody at the bar that was right next to him. I'm like, yeah, I'll take one. I was literally like squeezed next to him trying to get a drink, and then he's like, oh, I'm getting shots for the bar right here. You guys want one? I'm like, yeah.
Nice.
Well, since he had such a skinny waist, you were able to fit up at the bar, man. So, like, thanks for Amari.
Did you get a picture with him?
Dude, I never have that. Something tells me like I can't do that. I can't go up to like a celebrity and be like, "Yo, can I get a pic?" and this and that. Like I
can't get a selfie.
Yeah, my wife told me, she's like, "You didn't even like talk to him, tell him you're a sportscaster and this and that." I'm like, "Oh, bro, like he's here.
This guy's on vacation.
Yeah, dude, I'm not gonna do that."
Yeah.
All right, if we haven't been talking enough ball, we're going to go ahead and jump into a complete extra ball section right here. Well, that sounded funny. We're going to jump into a complete ball NBA section here, all right? Let's go ahead and jump.
It's from the hardwood with VFTS.
All right, boys, we have the NBA Slam Dunk Contest, and let's face it, guys, this has been a lackluster event the last few years. So what we're going to be end up doing here is going to kind of go rapid fire, if you will, and just kind of pick who you think over the next few events. Uriah, you're up top. You're on there. Who do you think's got this one?
Not Jackson Hayes.
Definitely not.
After what he did, was it last year with the note? He had a note or something. Look, I am not the biggest fan of All-Star Weekend. The only event I truly tune into is the 3-point contest. But for your show, I did do research. If I were to put money on a winner, I'll put it on Carter Bryant. The kid has crazy athleticism. I like his style. And I think he's a favorite in Vegas. So I'll go with Carter.
Yeah, I was watching him play. When was it? Who did they play last game? Was it yesterday or the day before the Spurs played? I don't remember who it was, but I was watching Carter Bryant play. He does have crazy athleticism. I'm going to go with the hometown, man. Keyshawn Johnson, baby. Make it proud for the 305. Go out there and try to win that, baby.
See, I'm getting excited. I thought you were talking about hometown over here. I forgot you're living in Miami now again. I'm actually going to go Jace Richardson just to represent the Magic. Like I said, I'm a Mavs fan, but I live close enough to Orlando. Let's go, Jace. I have no dog in this fight at all. While we're on the subject here, actually, we were talking about decades. We were talking about all that stuff like that. What is wrong with the dunk contest, in your opinion? Because I know you like to do a lot of historical stuff. So Is it the fact of, like, we've just seen the dunk already too much? Is it the fact of, like, they're trying to do too much? Like, what is your thoughts, and why do you think the dunk contest has kind of not been the marquee? Because you're completely right what you said. The 3-point contest has now dominated, and I never thought, and it's such an athletic league, that people would rather see people just shoot baskets unguarded than actually watch people do something that they could never do.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because a few years ago, after Mac McClung won his first of 3 dunk titles, I actually interviewed him after the Delaware Bluecoats game. So the All-Star Weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I got an opportunity to cover the Bluecoats, which is where McClung was playing. And it was a Wednesday night. It was cold as hell in February. After he played like crap because, I mean, he just participated and won the dunk contest. He was probably so tired. He was, just exhausted that he played like crap. And in the G League, he was the man. Every game that I covered for the Bluecoats, he was the best player on the floor, but not that night. But the point is when I interviewed him and I asked him about the experience of winning the dunk contest, I tried to get a juicy answer out of him. So I said, Matt, congratulations on winning your first dunk title. I said, out of that weekend, what stands out to you? And of course, he went totally PC on me. He was like, oh, just having my family out there was so memorable. I was like, oh, man, I wanted to hear about stories with KD and LeBron. But anyway, I digress. You know, the NBA is really reaching when they have to have a G League player as the focal point. So it's leaning towards, I think, phasing out, in my opinion. If you can't get stars, if you can't get Zion Williamson, who came into the league as a viral star before viral was a thing, he can't even suit up and be in the dunk contest. Ja Morant can't be in the contest. I mean, at this point, LeBron could probably be in it. But to answer your question, Stevie, I think what's happening is these players are so protective of their brand that they're afraid of looking bad.
Why do you think it is?
They're afraid of looking bad on the big stage, which is ridiculous because, they do crazy dunks during pregame. So why not just do it on, like Vince Carter did, like Harold Miner. I mean, so many dunk contest winners, whether they were stars or not stars, they put on a show. And I think the fans missed that.
Like, just to sum it all up, what Young just said, man, stop being pussycats. Just stop being pussycats. Go out there and be dogs. Be dogs. Right.
Yeah, look, we've had the conversation that I feel like it comes up every year kind of thing, and that's what I kind of like. That's why I always go back to why I like the '90s better than like the the early 2000s. I can't say I didn't like the 2000s, and I want to make that very clear. I'm not like anti that. I just like the mentality of like the '90s where it was very much a dog mentality. Like those guys were, this is my sport. And like Jordan took it very serious. I am the dunk champion. You're not going to outdunk me. Or, who is it? Help me out here. I'm drawing a blank. Atlanta Hawks.
Dominique.
Thank you. Yeah, Dominique. How could I forget that? Like you had guys that were going at it. Like this meant something that, hey, I can represent for the entire year. I can dunk better than you. I don't understand what the NBA needs to do, and I don't understand where the mentality is, and I don't know if it's that a younger generation is so scared to fail that you can't just be like, hey, I tried. Like there isn't
all the cameras, dude.
They're cutting out of like I tried. Can all the haters that's going to be like, oh, you missed that dunk, could you do a quarter of what that guy was about to do? No, you can't. Otherwise, you'd be in the league. So, like, why is it that you can't just fail for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, and if you don't fail, then you're living on for forever. Like my favorite dunk, and it's not in the dunk contest, is still the Vince Carter dunk when he jumped over the 7-foot guy in the Olympics. And he leaked that image lives on in history forever as one of the baddest dunks ever. And I don't think that these younger generation of talent that's out there, like you said, Morant, you got Zion, there's a lot of guys that could probably put on a hell of a show. But they're not looking at the bigger picture that you're going to live on forever. Like you may be relevant right now, and then you tear your ACL, and then the next big guy comes in there and takes you out, and you're forgotten about. But again, if you make that dunk, no matter what, every highlight reel we talk about dunk contests and stuff, you're always going to be remembered as the guy that did that.
Yeah, I wonder if Mike, you mentioned the cameras, just too many cameras, or maybe it's just the idea that social media is like instant reaction. That if they do something,
that's kind of what I was getting at.
That could tarnish their brand, even if it's just who wants to become an instant meme if you stumble and fall, you do a dunk that's completely whack and people just instantly coming down on you. So maybe it's that they don't want that type of negative attention. But I think if players really, really love the game and wanted to please the fans, they would step up, like you said, G Mike.
But it's not like that no more, man. It's all about the money, man. It's all about the money, the brand, the fame, for sure. Now that's one thing. Well, many other things, but one thing for sure from the '90s basketball that I love the most is what Steve brought up: that dog mentality. Like I was raised on that mentality. Like my close friends were raised on that mentality. But my generation, and the generation under me, like there are a lot of kids, a lot of young adults or adults my age that are really scared to do stuff because of what other people are going to think or say. And it's just like, at the end of the day, it's like you shouldn't really give a crap about that. So why? You're in the NBA for a reason.
My birthday's in 3 weeks right now, man. G Mike, actually, how old are you now, man?
32.
30. Oh, damn it. So this is literally a decade apart a year. I'm turning 41. I didn't say that out loud. We can edit that in post-production. I'm turning 41 February 27th.
We celebrated your 40th on here, dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's so wild because each one of us have a different, almost a 10-year gap between us of like different perspectives of how basketball was and stuff. But it's kind of wild. So let me ask you guys this, and this is something I've always kind of wanted to know, especially kind of goes to the dunk contest, if you will, or just the idea, the social media aspect of it. Do you guys think it's such a bad thing to be posterized, or do you look at it like you're trying and playing defense? Because I've always looked at it like, yes, you don't want to be on the poster, but at least that dude that's on there is actually trying. You know, like, would you rather be the guy that like, well, yeah, I just walked out of the way. Well, why? Because I didn't want to be on a poster? Or, hey, I tried to block that, and Anthony Edwards is a great athlete, and he just jumps over me, or something like that. Like, what is your thoughts on that? Like, because that's my stance is I would rather be on the poster for trying than not be on there at all, or be the guy to the left that's doing one of these weak-ass moves, and the guy's just dunking.
Yeah, I'm the type of guy. I when I play basketball, I love playing defense. I was a point guard. I love playing point guard, getting guys involved. But defense, locking down a player or going up for a block, that's just the type of player I was. But I don't play 82 games and all the training they go through. I don't know. I can't speak for NBA players, but it would be nice to see more guys, like be more aggressive in the NBA.
Definitely. Like LA Fitness, when I played, like I think it all, to answer your question, I think it all depends on the situation, right? So I've been in the situation that, it's maybe we're playing up to 21 and it's like 9-8 and a dude's running down the court and he's about to dunk. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to get in his way, try to injure him, nothing like that. Like, whatever, right. Boom, goes and dunks. And I'm just like, all right, cool. I made a business decision, right? And then I've been on the end of like the game is at 19-20 and we're down by 1 point and dude's coming down the lane and I'm the only one in front of him stop, and I've gone up and I've tried to block it and I've gotten posterized. Like that's happened to me. And then there's been other times that I'll go up and I'll literally block the dunk, right before it's about to like he's about to really take off, because if he gets to his height, I don't think I'll block anybody. But like when he's about to really take off, like he has the ball here and I've blocked it and I've like literally made a play and a dude scored off of that and it like gave me praise. So I think it's like it just all depends on the situation. I don't think like you should go up all the time, but then again, I don't think like you should be scared and not go up.
Exactly.
Well, let me put it this way too. I'm talking shit like I am. I'm like 6 foot something. I'm 5'7", so pretty much everybody's gonna dunk on me anyways. As if I even had an opportunity to block anything. I'm just saying the guys that are 6 foot and above, try a little harder, please. But I get it.
Stevie, you gonna get that 48-inch waist in your face, right? Yeah. A little sooner than Mike and me. I'm 5'11". How tall are you, Mike?
Me, I'm 5'11" too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I play a lot of physical basketball and I use a lot of my chest because my main sport is football. So I know how to use my hands, right? And I know that in basketball, you shouldn't use your hands at all unless you're trying to go for a steal or a rip, right? Most of the time it's just straight body and keeping your hands out wide so they don't get past you. But my main thing is if I'm covering someone in the perimeter, I'm not trying to let them get to the basket at all.
No.
If I'm playing someone on the post, I'm using more of my body to push them out without using my hands that it causes a foul.
All right, well, I made that one a total digress. So just so we can all be on the same page real quick, go ahead and rapid fire like I was saying before. Who's your pick?
I got Carter Bryant.
Shaw Johnson, baby, 305.
And I am going Jace Richardson. All right, so we're going on to the shooting stars. And Uriah was hoping, because I know you follow basketball a lot, probably more than I do at this point. I've been so stuck in the NFL. What is going on? Like, I'm confused on the format of this right here. Why is there Team All-Star, Team Nick, Team Cameron, and Team Harper? I get the Harper thing, I guess, but what are they doing here? Like, I was so confused when I saw this.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be straight up and down with you like 6 o'clock. I am as baffled as you are when it comes to this
Same.
format. I don't understand it. I don't try to understand it. I know the NBA is trying to attract, attention. They're trying to shake things up. I hope it works out. I mean, I'm looking at your graphic, and you got Chet Holmgren, Scotty Barnes, Rip Hamilton. I mean, just looking at it, if it was just straight up these guys playing, I think I might go with maybe Team Knicks just because of Kat and Jalen and Allen Houston. But yeah, I honestly don't know how they're gonna pull this off.
Right,
I don't even know what it is. What is it?
Right, and basically, it's that skills competition. It's the skills competition with the pass.
Skills. Okay.
So what I'm confused on here is that
I got Team Harper. I got Team Harper all day.
Why is there a Team Harper and a Team Knicks when you're in Los Angeles?
I think
it's not as if like
that goes to like just how the way that they meshed up the team. I think in a sense, I guess that's what they're trying to do. I don't know, or that they're just naming the team because of what they got similarities, maybe.
The Harper team is their father and son and his kid. So I'm okay with that. Fine. If you want to throw a wrench in there, something like that, cool. I'm fine with that. But why do you have a Team Knicks in LA? If it was New York, completely understand. But what happened to Pau Gasol and Brian Shaw? I don't know. Just it's like you could go on and on with LA Clippers, or you know what I mean? Like, why are we doing Team Knicks? That one.
And what is Team Cameron? What is the thread between
what is that?
Maggette and Jalen Johnson? What is?
I was hoping you guys understood this, so I didn't sound like a moron like when I'm live, but like I don't understand what the hell this is at all. To be honest with you,
I don't know. Maybe they went to
guys.
Cameron.
We are sportscasters, ladies and gentlemen, watching views this thing. We are sportscasters, so we are supposed to know everything that goes on in sports, right? But when you got an event, a weekend that has turned into a circus act, this is what happens. This is what happens. People are not in tune. People are not down to watch it. A lot of viewership is going to be lost. What I think the reason why All-Star Weekend still goes on is because a lot of people still attend in person,
which is the same thing.
Right.
That too. Which is the same thing with
sponsors galore.
With the Pro Bowl, with the NFL Pro Bowl, I think it's the same thing.
Yeah. All right, so just for out of curiosity here, who are you guys picking in the skills competition? Is a Team All-Star, Team Knicks, Team Cameron, and Team? Wait a second. Okay, the only thing I can think of here is Team Cameron. So maybe they all went to Duke.
That's what I was going to say. Maybe
Cameron Indoor.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. Team Harper is all the father-son. Team Knicks, they all play for the Knicks. Team All-Star is just the other guys that didn't make the other stuff.
Or they're all All-Stars, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. All right, so if I have to pick, I'll go first in this one. I'm going Team Harper.
Yeah, I'm going to go Team Harper too because the way that Dylan Harper plays right now, he's playing disgusting. Man, he could really dribble the ball and pass the ball out, man. I really feel like he by himself can win this chat.
Yeah. Well, I like Jalen Brunson. I like Cal. I like the Knicks overall. They got shooting between those three guys. Yeah. And you got Jalen as a point guard. I'll go Team Knicks.
Yeah. No. All right. And I agree with you. Actually, Team Knicks makes a lot of sense too. I did pick Harper to win the Rookie of the Year, and I don't think it's going to necessarily go that route.
He went against his own player, his own team's player. You went against.
Yeah, I know. Well, I thought I didn't want to be like that guy, that homer that just picks all Mavs and all that stuff like that. But so Uriah, you should check this out here. We have a segment we kind of created called "What the L," and so I'm probably going to be on there for that one. We just did it a couple of weeks ago, and basically you make a bold-ass take, and you have to explain what you were talking about or what you thought, and turns out I'm probably going – yeah, I'll probably be my own segment on that one. All right, so the granddaddy of them all, which is so crazy that we got to this point in the NBA, let's get into it. It is the three-point shootout. And this has turned into quite the spectacle.
Oh my god.
Go ahead, no, go ahead. G Mike, you're up, man. No, go ahead, you're up.
It just annoys me. Why is Damian Lillard there? And why is Bobby Portis there? Like,
yeah, those two. Yeah,
bro. Like, Damian Lillard hasn't played a lick of basketball. He probably won't play a lick of basketball this year. And Bobby Portis barely takes threes like that, and even more, barely drains them.
Well, I think he has the highest 3-point percentage out of all of them right now, if I'm not mistaken. So
I think he's one for one. Two shots a week.
Oh, is that what it is? The volume is not.
I don't know. I'm talking smack, but
okay, all right.
It just doesn't make sense.
Bobby Portis is 1 for 1, so he's 100% of threes.
Right.
Nah, I look at this lineup, guys, and there's some great shooters. You look at D Book, his numbers are down this year. I think he's only around 30% from three. Knuppel, I mean, runner-up rookie of the year at this point. I love his shot. I'd probably put money on him because he has a sweet shooting form.
Yep.
But I am going to be a homer, guys. I'm going with my man Tyrese Maxey,
sir,
who is just, man, he is so fun to watch. He's a great kid.
What a rebound year it's been too. Like I'm glad for Tyrese Maxey, man. Like I know last year they signed him to that big contract and it was injury and just he wasn't living up to it. But Tyrese Maxey is awesome. I was either hoping that he got, no offense to you guys, but I was hoping that he got shipped out because I thought he wasn't really working with what they had going on. But I love Tyrese Maxey, man. Tyrese Maxey is awesome.
It is his team right now, and I know,
and that's what it should have been. That's what it should have been.
But it's his team now, and as far as just being a shooter, I mean, the kid can knock it down from anywhere on the floor. So I'm going with Tyrese Maxey as my front runner in this competition.
Yeah. I have Tyrese Maxey at second because the way that I've seen Knuppel just drain the three ball this season, he surpassed Stephen Curry for making I forgot the number amount, but before, what was it? 30 games or something like that, or 60 games. I don't know what it was, but he surpassed Steph Curry. And bro, and I saw a video of him today actually practicing on how he was going to be shooting the 3-point contest. He had the line of cards of balls. He was going through each side, taking all his shots. I don't know, man. I feel like he's locked in. I got the rookie on this one.
Okay.
I'm going with the rookie as well. I think Devin Booker's going to be the runner-up. But, yeah, I'm going with the rookie as well. Knuppel has been just an energetic shot to the NBA that, like, I don't think I knew that he was kind of like that Duke team was so stacked that he was, second, maybe third fiddle in that group that they had there. But Knuppel has played fantastic. And the Hornets finally, for once, nailed a pick and when they landed with this kid. And I think that he's a great ambassador. And like, I have really high hopes for this kid. And just going back to, like I was saying before, I'm a Mavs fan. So like going back to that Mavs and Hornets game that they had where Knuppel and Flag, both Duke boys just going back at it, but they combined for like 120 points or something like that. Like it was just ridiculous what they did. It is a bright future for the both of those kids. I like it too. And how about cool? I'm sure you guys all seen it too. Whenever they had the whole family come over to the house, that had the whole basketball team come to the house. You know, like that's just it's pretty cool that a rookie is that good enough, and the players respect him, and the players respect the family enough that they all go, hey, you know what? This isn't weird. We're gonna go to a rookie's house and eat dinner. And everybody got to hang out. Like so. Ever since that point, been a fan of his. I think that he is one of the steals of the draft, really. Like that, going back over, really. Now, obviously, Cooper Flag was going number one, and I'm happy we got him. But you can look at a lot of teams that said, man, we passed up on that one.
What about the Hornets, man? Yeah. Well, they've been playing lately.
Yeah. All right, so then we have the slightly confusing and often misunderstood, the All-Star game itself. So we got the USA Stars versus the USA Stripes versus Team World. So I'm not sure about why they're doing it this way, but to me it seems way complicated. But if you're wondering how this game is going to go. So the way this is going is a 4-game, 3-team round-robin tournament that they will all play. And one of the teams versus one of the international players will basically have to win against the top advancing final American team. Makes a lot of sense to me, right? You know, like Guys, I don't get why they're
real quick.
to me, just narrow this down and make it Team World versus Team USA. I guess. Like, that's my opinion. Uriah, you're up top, man. You're up first, man. What's your thoughts on this one?
I actually don't mind East versus West. I'm old school.
Okay.
Yeah, right? Just keep it like that.
But if you don't do that, I like what you said, Steve. You just do Team USA versus Team World. Maybe it'll surprise people. Maybe it will be entertaining. I think it really is all about effort at the end of the day. So they could make round robins all day long, you know, international versus national. They can do all that and try to hype it up the best that they can. But at the end of the day, and every national pundit, every former player that really cares about the fans getting the best experience, even from home on your couch, look, you need the effort. So if the effort is there, then they will have a successful round robin, you know, 3-team knockout, whatever you want to call it. But I think it's just I can't comment on this without mentioning effort, because as insignificant as the game itself is, there's no stake in it, right? I mean, they get bonuses, but you know, maybe I've heard many people say maybe they should make it like the baseball MLB. Whoever wins gets, you know, some type of playoff seeding or something like that.
Well, they unfortunately got rid of that not too long ago, but I agree. That was at least motivational.
Oh, in baseball, they don't do that anymore?
Yeah, that they got rid of it a couple of years ago. It was very recent, though. But yeah, no, that was what the point of the All-Star game was. Whoever won got home field advantage.
Yeah. We just want to see a good game. We just want to see competition. It's just one game. I mean, the odds of getting hurt, I don't think I've ever seen an all-star game where a guy got hurt in the 80s or 90s. I mean, Ben Simmons, he fell in an all-star game and all of a sudden got a bad back.
Well, Kobe broke his nose. Dwayne Wade.
Well, that's also because Kobe was playing.
Yeah. But I mean, that's a nose. You know, it's not like an ankle or a knee, right?
God, he came back and dropped 40 on weight.
Yeah.
Crazy. I mean, dude, man. All-Star game.
Yeah, so I mean, do you guys like this format kind of thing, or what are we doing here?
I think they try to switch it up as many ways as possible to get so many people to watch, and it's just not entertaining anymore. And Young hit it on the head. It's because of effort. That's all it is. It's effort at the end of the day. I mean, you can't really force people to go out there and put their bodies all on the line when it's just a meaningless game. Like, you can't really expect that from them. And then, like, us fans, yes, we want to see the best competition. We want to see the best of the best go at it like they did in the 90s and all that stuff for sure. But this goes back to the money, the fame, the brand, the views, the instant reactions and stuff like that. Like, it all intertwines together. And it's just, man, the All-Star weekend, man, it's not the same. And the All-Star game itself is just not the same. But I just want to bring up what Nick Wright brought up. I don't know if you guys saw what he said.
What
he said was hilarious. What he said was hilarious. I don't think it's a good idea because it really, like, if you go into politics, like, it's really going to ramp up a lot of things. But the man said if you go Team White against Team Black.
Oh, Jesus.
The guy is hilarious for saying that.
Hey, guys, I'll be right back.
I don't think that would work out. I think there's a lot of politics that go into that. I just wanted to bring it up because I thought it was freaking hilarious that he actually brought that up and said, "Oh my."
Yeah, that would be
here. He's still
I mean,
here.
theoretically, if you're going to do it, this would be the year to do it, I suppose.
He thought you were serious.
No, I was just joking, man. I
thought you were serious.
I didn't want to touch on the black and white thing. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
wow. Yeah, that was.
I was like, where'd I go? Did I get kicked out?
Yeah. I saw you.
I was trying to be professional. I'm like, okay, well, you have to scoot out. Let me go ahead and make this look a little bit better for the online TV. And it turns out, yeah, that was funny. Wow. That is a Mike. If you don't edit that as a clip, that is a clip right there, man. Live at its finest. All right, so back to the point at hand. Back to the lecture at hand, okay? All right,
who do you got? Who do you got? By the way?
I got Team World. I think Team World's going to dominate this thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think Team Stripes. I think Team Stripes, even though they're a little older, it'll be them, and I guess it'll be them. If that's how this is going to work, but I think Team World's going to dominate.
Yeah, I do think Team World is going to dominate. The only thing different here, though, Norman Powell, he's going to be playing for Team World because Giannis is not playing, and they have the
right. Oh, I thought Castle got moved up.
Who?
Didn't Steven Castle didn't get moved up?
No, it was De'Aaron Fox. I saw it today.
That's what I'm sorry. Yes, sorry. Same team. Sorry. That was my fault.
Yeah. And he's going to play for the Stripes. So Giannis is not going to be there, but even without Giannis, I do think they take it for sure.
So I just want to chime in. I'm looking at Wemby down in the corner, right? And if there's any players that have been vocal about changing the NBA's attitude or players' attitude towards competition, and the attitude matching the lingo. Look, I saw Chet at the top. If Chet is going up against Wemby, I don't care if it's an exhibition game or not. I can only imagine him taking this very seriously, just because Chet is on the other side of him guarding him. So that'll be interesting to see. And you know what, Wemby, I think he is the face of the league, even right now, in my opinion.
That's
and
why
I love.
Okay, come on here anytime, my man, anytime, because you're speaking my language.
I love his attitude. I love that he talks about, playing the game with integrity, taking a little shot at OKC with all the flopping and stuff. But I love what Wemby's all about, and I hope that he could be the catalyst to inject a lot more seriousness in terms of taking the game seriously, just putting an effort so that we can get a quality experience as a fan.
No, I agree with you too. And like Wemby, he's only he is, I think, 20 at this point, or 21 maybe. It's amazing, and I love that. Like you're completely right. He wants to just play basketball and wants to play it the right way. He wants to put in the work, and like that. If that's the face and that's the future, NBA has a bright future. And I think he's different than all these other younger guys that like want to be able to do the flash and stuff. That kid just wants to get better and be great. And of course, he lands in the freaking Spurs. As a Mavs fan, I fucking hate it. But I think that he is one of the most, like, I've never been so happy for like a player to get drafted. Even as, like I was saying, as a Mavs fan, when I saw him get drafted, even his interview right then, I was like, damn it, Spurs did it again. They found him again. They got it. Because, like, I love everything that he's about. He's all about playing basketball, getting better, working hard, and it's not about being flashy in the camera and stuff. It's about legit rings, and that's what that kid wants.
The only thing
I'm so glad you brought that up.
The only problem that I have with it is because I really feel, and I hope not, I hope I'm completely wrong, knock on wood or whatever, but I really feel he's going to be injury prone, bro.
His body,
he's going to be injury prone because he has a freak of a nature body, and he's playing like he's 6'1" and he's actually 7'4". He doesn't have so much weight on him, and if he does get more weight on him, that's gonna mess up his knees, could mess up his ankles. But if he doesn't get weight, he could get injured other ways by getting hit while he's going up by accident, or him falling on the floor. Like him being so bony, he might break the bone. Like, again, I really hope that does not.
I can see you want something, Ryan. Go ahead. You're right.
No, I agree with you 100%. But you're talking about a guy that's hanging out with monks and astronauts, and he's already talking about being the greatest of all time. As far as injuries, look, I'm a Sixers fan. From the moment Embiid stepped on the NBA floor, I looked at how his body was and how it's all about how you land. No one ever taught Embiid how to land. If you watch him jump and dunk, go back 10 years, he would dunk and he would come down, and he would not bend his knees. When he lands, he does not bend his knees enough. So if Wemby can learn from fragile players like AD or Embiid, learn how to freaking land, bend your knees. I mean, you can't stop from getting hurt in any sport, but if you learn how to land properly, you can reduce a lot of those like knee injuries, like particularly knee injuries. I mean, so that's just my opinion on that.
We'll bring we'll all bring Dr. Tommy back and he can explain a little bit more.
Dr. Tommy Reed, yeah.
Shout out to Tommy Reed. Doc, if you're watching, we love you, man. So let's just put this one to rest, I suppose. Uriah, you're up first. Who are you picking?
I'm going Team World.
Team World.
Wow, this is anti-America, I guess, if you will, but I'm going Team World as well.
Team World,
they're just like they're just on another level right now, and I think that's.
They are.
Do you think that it's more of a pride thing, or why? I don't know. I can't quite put my thumb on it that we're this.
I think pride has to do with it. 100%. Pride definitely has something to do with it. I'm not going to say it's all of it, but pride definitely has something to do with it, bro. You know what it is? At the end, that Americans have been the top of basketball world for, 20-some years now?
Since it's been an inception, really.
Yeah, literally. And you think that these other players across the waters, above us, under us, whatever, you think that they don't want to be better than us, man? 100% they do. 100%.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully this All-Star weekend turns out to be better than we kind of like downplayed it up to be. I said last year, I guess I could probably put that on the What the L segment as well. I was excited for what NBC was going to do because I was tired of like the Kevin Hart crap and like I love Kevin Hart, obviously, who doesn't, but like let's get back to actually this being an exhibition thing. So I think NBC is going to take more of an adult approach to it. I hope so. I will see. It's all obviously TBD. All right, so there's another thing we wanted to talk to you about. We got 2 more segments to go real quick with you. We wanted to talk about surprise teams right now. And so I want to get you guys' opinion, surprise and disappointment of the NBA season, because we're pretty much at the halfway point right now. So Uriah, you're the guest on the show tonight. How about you give me your surprise and your disappointment? Or you can go in whatever order you want. But who are you surprised and disappointed about this season?
Why don't we do this? We'll all go do our surprises, and then we'll come back around and we'll do
that works too.
I like it.
Yeah. I would say start off on a positive note, and you guys mentioned it earlier. I'm pleasantly surprised, and I'm actually happy for the Hornets. Now I'm looking at their record; they're below 500. But Mike mentioned the 9-game win streak, the fact that Knuckle was just. They nailed it. Like they finally got, not finally, but they got a nice draft pick that contributed early, didn't really have to develop over a long period of time. And they're playing good basketball. I think they were one of the top defensive teams in the league during that stretch where they had this success. And, LaMelo Ball, say what you want about his family, his dad, the kid can freaking ball, right? I love LaMelo Ball. We compared LaMelo Ball in season 1 to Jason Williams, and what a fun player to watch, right? One of the most, baby. I love white chocolate. I mean, LaMelo's one of the most popular players in the league. They got kids across America saying 6'7", like nobody else is doing that but him. But again, pleasant surprise. I'm happy for Charlotte. They need something in that community in terms of sports. And I just hope they can continue it. I'd like to see them in the playoffs. That'll be an interesting matchup for them.
G Mike.
Yeah, man. Surprise team is the Hornets for me too, bro. I mean, a lot of people are writing them off. That they really didn't have a coach. LaMelo Ball can't really lead a team like that. He only cares about his stats. He doesn't care about the winning and all that stuff. And it's like with this 9-game win streak that they beat top teams in the NBA, it hasn't been like bottom teams only. They've beaten several top teams, and they ended that streak. When was it? Against the Pistons. Pistons are number 1 in the league right now, and they didn't even lose by that much. I think it was just about like 6 or 7 points, something like that. So they had a chance to actually win that game and continue the streak. But you're seeing them right now in play-in format, and I definitely know about the play-in with the Miami Heat the last 3 years. So definitely they can win that against the Hawks, the Heat, the Orlando Magic, or the Chicago Bulls. Man, it looks they can win any of those games and actually get into the playoffs, man. So, a lot of praise for them right now.
I'm going to go a little bit off the rails, I guess, and for this one for a second here. I'm going to go. I'm surprised in how great Detroit has been. I knew Detroit was on the rise. Detroit being 40-13, like that goes back to the Rip Hamilton, Ben Wallace days, and I don't know if they even had that kind of record. Check me if I'm wrong on that one, but that's pretty impressive as well. I'm impressed with the Hornets, like you guys have seen, they're on the rise with it, and they're doing what they can, but. I think the team that I have honestly been the most surprised in is the San Antonio Spurs. And the fact that once again, they seem to have figured it out. And like I said, I brought this up a number of times. I'm a Mavs fan, so I hate the freaking Spurs. But this is amazing that they've been able to actually lose Greg Popovich and not even lose him like he got fired. Guy stepped down and stuff with the Hall of Fame career. They get one of his guys in there, and he picks up exactly where he left off. And the Spurs are sitting at 38-16 right now with Wemby, Castleton, and name a couple of the guys, and they are just absolutely playing real basketball, and they're playing Spurs basketball, which is the most annoying basketball because it's fundamentals. It is pass the ball, make the best shot, don't get the stats unless you're Wemby, but even his stats are not on ridiculous stats. They're shots that he should be taking. So I have to say my surprise team, beyond the Pistons, beyond the Hornets, is the San Antonio Spurs, that they are legitimately on the coattails of the Oklahoma City Thunder and have beat them 3 out of the 4 times they've played them this year.
Hey, and look, De'Aaron Fox was clutch player of the year, 2-3 years ago. A lot of people don't talk about him because Wemby's the big star.
Such a great player.
But Fox is an amazing player, and he's still really good, and he's not even 30 yet.
Yeah, and he's dropping 20 points or 20-plus points per game right now. And dude had a messed up thumb that he had to come back from last season, and he's proven that he should have been an all-star before Giannis got taken out.
Yep.
All right, well, we have to go the other side of this one here. Disappointing team of the midway season. There's plenty of time to pick it up. Mike, I'll let you go first on this one, man.
I have 2, man. I have 2. One is the Los Angeles Clippers. There's no way that you have a stacked squad like that. Yes, you're old vets, but even then, that you're old vets, you should use your mental aspect of the game to win you games instead of your physical aspect of the game, right? Because if you see with Luka Doncic, the guy is not that athletic. He's not that fast, but he drains shots. He uses his mind. He knows how to pass the ball. He gets rebounds. Yes, he doesn't play defense, but the guy can drop literally 40 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds whenever the freak he feels like it. So the fact that they use that excuse on, like it's just an older team and this and that, nah, man. They just play horrible. They started off the season 2-10. Then they went on to like 5-19 or something like that. It's just very disappointing to see the Los Angeles Clippers go from a team that it was in talks of going to the NBA Finals and now 10th place looking at a play-in. And then the other team is your Dallas Mavericks, Steve. The fact that they traded away Anthony Davis, the fact that Kyrie Irving is not playing right now, obviously that's not his control. It's more of an injury. But the way that they've been playing cohesive as a unit, the start of the beginning of the season was very bad. Now they're picking it up a little bit for sure, but because of Cooper Flag, a rookie, everybody else around them not really doing that much. And it's like, yeah, you got Chris Middleton in the trade. You still got Klay Thompson coming off the bench. You still got Derek Lively that he's injured. You got Kyrie that they're injured for sure. But I felt like you guys should have been playing a little bit better than what you've been playing right now. I thought you guys were going to be like 8th, 7th seed right now instead of all the way at the bottom of 12 or 13.
Whoa, so hot take. You're saying Luka Doncic is good?
Whoa.
Whoa. I didn't realize with that show now that we're just going to throw hot takes around here. Luka Doncic is actually pretty good. You shouldn't trade him for Max Christie, Anthony Davis, and a bag of chips? And then turn around and trade that bag of chips for a bunch of picks when you should have got the friggin' picks from the start. Anyways, yeah, man. I am disappointed. Well, I kind of expected this, and like with my Mavs, if you will, I'll go off of what you're saying here. I kind of expected this. I didn't think that they were going to be that great. But I also did say that I thought this could work if they kept Anthony Davis. If he could have stayed healthy, I thought I saw the vision what Nico Harris was trying to do. If you make a big team and then you have a big guy that can run the ball, and that's what he was trying to envision with Superflex. So I saw it, but it just didn't work out, and then we ended up getting rid of Anthony Davis anyways. So I guess I will go for I'm going to go, unfortunately, for the local area here. I'm going to go the Orlando Magic is one of my disappointing teams.
Really?
Because I thought with the Desmond Bane pickup, I thought that was going to be what they were missing as far as like they finally got a shooter. It just hasn't really come together. Like they don't seem like they're on the same page. And I tell you, I don't know if it has anything, and I wish Brandon was here, our other guy that's usually on our show with us, BC. He's an Orlando Magic guy all day long, and he actually works for the Magic. But I kind of think that Cole Anthony is that missing piece a little bit. And, and like sometimes you don't need a guy that's going to score 30 points a game or something like that. But I kind of feel like maybe they just don't think they're having much fun. And I think Cole Anthony was that guy that might have maybe kept everything together. I don't know. I could be that, but one of my disappointing teams of the year so far, and there's plenty of time to turn it around, is the Orlando Magic.
They had a lot of injuries, though. I don't think they've had a healthy squad to start the season up to now. Like, even now, they don't have
going off of what they did last year and, like, just I don't know. They borderline might even make the playoffs at this point. You know, they're fighting for that playoff spot. Like, I thought this year was going to be the year that Orlando finally, after that Desmond Bane trade, I thought that this would be the year that they're in like the third seed or the second seed kind of thing. Like I thought they'd make that leap. And now they're just typical Orlando again, that they're just mid-level.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Magic, I'm a huge fan of Paolo. We compared him to Blake Griffin in season 1, and we just compared Franz Wagner to Tom Chambers a couple weeks ago. So I know their stories like pretty well. As far as Orlando, they're not my most disappointing team, but to just piggyback on what you're saying, the injuries, and then I think when it comes to cohesion and getting back to that chemistry they had when they had the playoff run and lost to the Cavs 2 years ago. That was a great Game 7, by the way. Yeah. I think they'll be able to recover. I think they're going to make a run. How deep they go in the playoffs, that remains to be seen. But I now get to vent to you guys. I'm a Sixers fan.
Oh,
so, you know where I'm going with this. You know where I'm going with this.
Put you on the spot here.
You're on the big screen.
Look, man. When they traded Jared McCain, and I like Jared McCain a lot, that was it for me. I made a promise. I will not watch the 76ers, my home team, until either they make the Eastern Conference Finals or Josh Harris is no longer the owner of the 76ers. Here's why. They traded a first-round pick who, he got injured, but I mean, look at what he's doing in OKC in limited minutes, right? The Sixers are in win now mode, right? So if you're in win now mode, why get rid of depth, a really solid player from Duke, that stands for something, and not get another player in return? It makes zero sense. So there had to be a financial decision. They're trying to, not get taxed or whatever, whatever $3-5 million they're going to save. I don't know the number, but our owner owns, I think, 6 or 7 professional sports teams, the Commanders, the New Jersey Devils, and obviously the Sixers. You can tell where his priority is. It's not on the Philadelphia 76ers. It's not. And that goes for a lot of boneheaded moves that he's made over the years. And I think Michael Rubin, he's no longer owner or minority owner. Like the culture that the Sixers have had since Embiid has been there has driven me to my threshold. I just can't take it anymore. The drama, the stuff that happened with PG, they should have a better record than they do now. Even though Embiid's healthy,
is he though?
I don't think he is.
Well, he's as healthy as he's the city of Philadelphia. Everyone's like, wow, Embiid, he's actually back to his old form. He can't jump anymore. So defensively, he's a liability. Let's just call it what it is. He'll get you 30. He'll get you 30 points. 30 points and 8
Put a
rebounds.
hand up. He's 7-1. It doesn't matter. Just put a hand up.
No, I watched until recently. I've watched every Sixers game. He cannot jump defensively.
So you're still in the boycott.
I'm in the boycott, man. I got
Still in the
stuff to
boycott.
do, man. I can't give three hours of my life to a team that's going to let me down in the second round of the playoffs, like they've been doing.
We're
year.
on the boat. Is that we're on the same boat? Like,
Wait, who's your squad? Who's your squad?
Miami Heat. Miami Heat.
The Heat. Oh yeah.
Pat Riley.
Oh,
you need to retire.
Hey,
Pat Riley. You need to
But
retire.
at least you guys made the finals twice. At least.
Did I not mention we got rid of Luca? Okay, did I not mention that already? So,
Yeah, but you got Cooper Flag. I don't want to.
Yeah, Cooper Flag. Yeah, I don't want
Get
to.
out of here, man.
I hate to say it, but that might work out better. Oh, I didn't.
Yeah,
ooh,
I think it is.
I think it's going to work out better. To be honest with
Yeah.
you.
He's a better defensive player, 100%.
I think it better. Man, I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it.
He's not better offensively.
Yeah, no. I wasn't say
Right
offensive.
now, I don't think so.
I wasn't going to say offensive. I was going to slip and say better all around, but I might not be slipping on that one. Luca will cook them any day.
I don't think you are slipping, but if he is better all around, it's like by an inch. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Luka's offensive game is so spectacular.
Sometimes an inch is all it takes.
Yeah, no facts. But hey, pause.
Yeah.
But like I was gonna say, like his offense is so spectacular that it overrides the fact that the guy does not play defense for nothing. But Cooper Flag plays defense, but his offense is great too, but it's not spectacular.
It'll get there. It'll get there.
Yeah, I think it'll get there 100%. That's what I was saying. Right now, I don't think he's better, but maybe.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and jump into our last segment right here with our Down Bad Debate of the night.
It's time for the DownBad Debate.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a snake draft. I'm going to rotate the order up here real quick, and there we go. All right, so our guest is always going to go first here. So we're going to do this pretty much. Pick your 5 from the NBA 2000s. You got your point guards, you got the shooting guards, small forward, power forward, Jesus Christ, and center. Wow.
Before we go, Steve, remember, when you go, you pick 2.
Yeah, I always screw this up.
You always miss it. It's gotta.
Should I move in the middle so I can just pick something?
So Young, when you go for your second pick, you're gonna pick.
I screw this up every time.
Third. You're gonna pick your second and third. So right now you're gonna pick 1. I'm gonna pick 1. Steve is gonna pick 1 and 2, and then I'm gonna pick 2, and then you're gonna pick 2 and 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is the messed up thing is this is my idea every time to do this. Like I screw it up every time.
Yeah, that's why I had to say I'm like.
Yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you.
All right, snake draft. Okay, all right. Let's
get it. Let's get it. Hold on. Put the drum roll.
All right, let me find it real quick. Let me find the drum roll real quick. Oh man, we'll just go dance pop. It's a Friday night. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
I think it plays in the background. You gotta pause it.
Oh,
the music that Stream Hard to have, baby. Guys, if you're watching, you have your own podcast. Use StreamYard. I'm telling you, StreamYard.
StreamYard's pretty great. Okay. All right, so let's get this thing going. Actually, you know what? Let's actually. I was kind of feeling that dance pop. What do you guys think?
That's like some type of
Hey, we're appealing to the world.
That was the song that they used for the Blade movie before they published the Blade movie, and then they took it.
There we go. All right, we digress, man. It's Friday. We're just having fun here. All right, so Mr. Uriah, you're the guest. You're up first. So it does not have to. All you have to do is make your starting 5. You don't have to go in the order that is listed here, okay? So if you want to take a center first, you want to, however you want to do this, but then mind you, this is 2000 basketball, which is right up your alley. So,
all right,
you're up first, my friend.
My first pick is actually going to be someone who can do it all. And before injuries, he was right there with Kobe. I'm actually going to go with Tracy McGrady.
Oh, wow. I just realized Tracy McGrady was on there, too. I overlooked him. Good pick.
T-Mac.
Such an underrated player, too, man. A lot of people forget about T-Mac, man.
Hey, he was that dude, bro.
Special.
For real.
If
he didn't have those injuries, man, he would have been crazy, nasty good. And he would have won multiple championships because he won one with the Spurs. But
when T-Mac, real quick, so we compared Tracy McGrady to Paul George, and when T-Mac was in high school, he played in a tournament in Las Vegas, and it was the first time that scouts, like NBA scouts, had gone to this tournament. It was because of T-Mac. Like he was so coveted coming out of high school. It was ridiculous.
What's kind of cool is I'm in the area of Vince Carter, so like Daytona is pretty much where I went to high school and stuff. So Vince Carter is like God for basketball around here. There's like a statue, and shout out to Vince Carter for real. I know he's never.
He has a gym named by him too.
Yeah. That's what I'm about to say. He has the gym's named after him, and Vince Carter legit gives back to Daytona Beach all the time, and like he does come back home. Like for real, Vince Carter is a fantastic dude. So I know he's probably never going to watch this, but if he ever does, Daytona loves you, man. So thank you.
Shout out to the Florida boys, baby.
Yeah.
All right, so back to where we are with the snake draft. Look at the drama in here. I had the Euro dance music going. All right, so your first pick was go ahead, Uriah.
Yeah, I got T-Mac, baby. T-Mac.
My pick, you already know, baby. Going with the GOAT, baby. LeBron James.
All right, so I get the pick twice, correct?
Yeah.
Help me out, G-Mike. I'm going to mess this up again.
Yeah. My bad. I thought you were.
All right. Help me out here because, I'll mess this up every time. All right, so I'm going to go with I'm beginning a homer here. I'm going to go Steve Nash and Dirk. And because this was the 2000s, and the fact that Steve Nash and my Dallas Mavericks together, them two did not win a championship. They will win one for me. I'm going Steve Nash and Dirk.
They ain't going to win one for you because I'm going to go D-Wade. And we going to bring it back to 2013, baby.
Oh, the foul game. The foul one? Oh, okay.
Okay, D-Wade and LeBron. That's your start. Yes, your first two picks. Okay.
Yes, so now you got two.
All right, I got two. All right. So I got T-Mac. That was my first pick. Now I can't believe he's still on the board, but I'll take him. I'm going Kobe Bryant as my starting two guard, and I'm going AI Allen Iverson as my starting point guard. Boom. Let's go.
Already. That's a team to reckon with already. But you know what? I'm taking Shaq at his prime, baby, because no one will be able to stop Shaq, baby.
All right, fine. We're playing that one. I'm going to go Tim Duncan. I can't believe I took a spur here, but yeah, I'm going to take Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan, though.
Yeah, you need some defense with Nash and Dirk in there. So
yeah, I'm going to take Tim Duncan.
I get it.
Hey, you go again.
Do I have to?
Yeah, I mean, it's a snake drive. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Why you gotta be right about the draft?
I'll take your pick.
No. I'll
go.
No. I'm just kidding. You know what? No, I was gonna go Iverson, but I need some help up there. I'm gonna go Paul Pierce.
Already got it.
Oh shit! Sorry. I'm gonna take Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce. So you have Steve Nash, Dirk, Timmy, and Paul Pierce. All right.
Pretty much every my forwards all have the same exact shot.
Okay. I got Bron, Wade, Shaq. Ooh, let me get a facilitator here. One of the best facilitators in the game to me with J Kidd. Maybe the way that he played in New Jersey, the way he was dishing the rock out there, man. One of the reasons why they got to the NBA Finals.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with J Kidd. Can't go wrong with him. I'm gonna go. I need a big man, and I need someone that's gonna go toe to toe with G Mike's Shaq, and that would be the one and only Superman, Dwight Howard.
And then you go again. You Your last one.
Okay, my last one. All right, I need a power forward. So, I think I'll go KG.
KG.
I think
Kevin
Weber's gonna be
Garnett.
left on the table here.
Yeah.
100%. That's a great pick. But you know what?
You had a good team.
I'm not gonna even pick Weber, dog, because I need if I need a little bit more scoring to go up against Young's team, and I'm gonna take Carmelo, baby. Give me Carmelo.
I just realized I picked Paul Pierce over Carmelo. I just realized that one.
So
All right, damn.
Crazy team.
Damn. Yeah, so I'm down to Jesus. I'm down to my center at this point.
It's whoever you want. You create your lineup.
Ben Wallace. Easy.
Okay.
Ben Wallace.
Okay. He's gonna
That's the
cover
defense I
Dwayne and
needed.
Shaq.
That's the defense because I have Tim Duncan and I have Ben Wallace. So you're not scoring on me. And I'm scoring at least
And you got Dirk,
12 to 15 out of Tim Duncan. Ben Wallace will get me a bunch of fouls. So it's cool.
All right. So name your team.
My team. All right. Well, actually, let's reverse the order. Uriah, name your team, and we'll go down in order.
All right. And my starting point guard, I got Allen Iverson. Starting shooting guard, I have Kobe Bryant. At the 3, I got T-Mac. At the 4, I got KG. And at the 5, I got Dwight Howard.
Yeah, my floor general is gonna be Jake Kidd. I got Dwayne Wade getting all the buckets like Mr. Flash. I got 2 small forwards. I got the GOAT LeBron James, and I got Carmelo Anthony, who's one of the greatest one-on-one players behind Kobe and MJ. And then at the realm, at the centerpiece, Shaq. No one's stopping that.
All right. Well, I got Steve Nash, and I realized that I was only hoping on Steve Nash being my only guard, really, because I went more defensively and looking back on this now. So I got Steve Nash. I have Paul Pierce. I have Dirk Nowitzki. I have Ben Wallace. And yeah, I'm missing one. I didn't pick a shooting guard, did I?
Well, you got Steve Nash, Dirk, Timmy, Paul Pierce, and Ben Wallace.
I'm missing one.
No, you got 5. You just got 2 power forwards.
You
got
got
5.
no shooting guards.
You got 5. Score on me.
Oh wait, hold on, guys. I hear is a draft day trade coming in.
Right.
Based on the lack of chemistry between Kobe and Dwight Howard, it just hit me that I have to trade one of those two. So I'm going to trade Dwight Howard for Yao Ming because I don't want any drama with Kobe and Dwight. So
Yao Ming was crazy good.
And I don't know if I can get one of those draft day trades either because all they have is a bunch of slow ass people. Man, I messed this draft up bad.
You better hope we miss. You'll get a lot of rebounds.
I'm banking on Dirk making everything.
Yeah. Or Mr. Phenomenal.
Geez. I screwed this one up bad. It's a Friday night, guys. Sorry. I'll take the L on this. Is going to be on What the L. All right.
We haven't even been drinking. So there's no excuse. Yeah.
We'll have one more segment right here with the Down Bad. And I'm interested to see what you guys think about this one.
Quote unquote loyalty thing I think it's overrated. I think this is a business at the end of the day, and it's a lot of money involved and a lot of decisions that has to be made. You know what I mean? So, like if a player isn't producing, or if you don't see him in the future, or front office, some of them have to do like a job and want to keep their job. So they gotta feel like they gotta do what's best for to keep their job, and they trade players. Or if a guy isn't happy and he wants to be traded to somewhere else, then it's a problem. It's just so many different dynamics that go into it. This is a business at the end of the day. So like, not even just the NBA, but like people that have normal jobs have those same problems. It's just not magnified. You know what I mean? So for me, it's always about like I don't lose focus of trying to compete for a championship, and then financially, making sure that my family is taken care of. You know what I mean? Because I'm very smart, and I've sacrificed a lot. Financially, like, which I don't get credit. I don't get talked about, but I'm fulfilled and I'm happy with it. but like winning a championship or at least having a chance to, and then financially getting paid for, me being available and playing at the highest level for so long. So to answer your question, this is a business at the end of the day. So I feel like players should, ultimately do what's best for them, and front office does what's best for them and their owner and their organization. So, it's two sides of a story.
All right. Well, there's a lot to unpack there. Uriah, help us out.
Yeah, I don't actually mind his point on, doing what's best for you as a player or an employee. At the end of the day, they're employees. And I've been in the workforce since I was 21 years old, right? So if I was not happy in a situation, I would do whatever I could to do what I'm good at, what I'm trained to do, and do it in a place where I'm happy, whatever the factors involved may be. The only thing I don't like to hear these players saying is, the whole, take care of my family. Look, you made like $400 million in your career. So that's what rubs fans the wrong way, is when players mention, I sacrificed. Look, you're making 30, 40, $50 million a year. Like, don't ever bring that up. That's no excuse to be disgruntled, unless you're like, you're a guy, trying to play for a contract, coming out the G League. But yeah, is loyalty overrated? I don't know how to respond to that, because I'm a fan and I love certain players that have left my team. I'm disappointed because, you invest time, money, you buy their jerseys. But at the same time, I do understand if you're an employee and you're not happy, you're going to do what's best to do your job and do it in an environment that you're comfortable in.
Well, let me pigeonhole you a little bit more. G-Mike, and I know you're going to respond. I know you got a lot to say on this one. Let me pigeonhole you a little bit more. So Harden's legacy, because I think this is really what it comes down to, is that I think Harden is starting to see the writing on the wall, that Harden has jumped multiple teams and nothing has worked out every single time he goes there. So what do you think Harden's legacy is?
Oh, well, wow. That is because with the Sixers, I was at Game 6.
Yeah, as a Sixers guy, you're right there.
When Boston came to Philly, I remember when they were warming up, like, the vibe in the building was like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna make it to the we're gonna advance to the conference finals, because we were up 3-2, and Harden just played terribly. Embiid played terribly. DeAnthony Melton couldn't. He was shooting bricks in the game. Like, why can't these guys make a basket? But Harden's legacy, I think, in my opinion, unfortunately, history will remember him as a guy who couldn't step up in the biggest moments. As far as highlights and just being fun to watch, he'll always be one of the most offensively gifted juggernaut players to ever put on a uniform. But if you're talking about winning and, skipping town when things don't go right, I think that's going to overshadow the first part of his legacy, unfortunately.
G-Mike, man, what's your thoughts on the whole thing?
I disagree with him saying loyalty is overrated. I think it's very underrated, in my opinion. But I do agree with the fact of the whole employee stance, because I've had multiple jobs throughout my life, and Young brought it up. He started working at 21. I started working at 16, and like from every 2-year span, I would have a new job, because it would go into me. You know how you have a review with your job every year? You have a yearly review, right? I do my own review of the company on why I should or why I should not stay, right? And it's always going towards more the negative side, because what companies like to do, right? If you're a great employee, and I feel like Steve Young, I feel like you two would be great employees. Like, I just get that vibe, right? So I feel like you could understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
When
Hold
you're
on a second.
great,
Still or now?
no, not. So, like, when you're a great employee, what companies like to do is, like, they like to literally drag every ounce that they have out of you before they bring up a raise, before they bring up more benefits, before they bring up promotions, before they do anything in your best interest to make your life better with finances, mental state, spiritual state, physical state, whatever the case is, right? They will do whatever is best for them first before they do whatever's best for you. So you got to look at it as like, am I going to get more money? Am I going to get more benefits? Is this promotion going to come with more responsibilities, but not more money? Not that much more money, but way more responsibilities that I'm going to go home and start looking at myself in the mirror with so much stress and anxiety, and I start taking it out on the people that I love around me and all this stuff, all this negative stuff that goes into your head when you go about working, right? So I believe that you should do what is best for you at the end of the day when it comes to careers, because the company will do what is best for them first before they do what is best for you. So going with the NBA, if a team feels that they need to trade you, Luka Doncic, we'll bring him up again.
Yeah.
The team feels they need to trade you because it's in their best interest, not in your best interest, in their best interest. They will do so without blinking an eye.
Clearly.
We saw it last year, right before the trade deadline, with Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis. Both of you will say the same answer right now. Did you think Luka Doncic was going to get traded? No.
Was he going to? No.
Exactly. No one ever thought Luka Doncic was going to get traded because he's a generational talent and you shouldn't do that. That would be dumb. But, some people do dumb things and it happens. So, at the end of the day, I do agree with that aspect. Like, you got to do what is best for yourself. But him saying loyalty is overrated, I don't agree with that. I think it's underrated. And the fact is, of what Young was talking about, like, you're saying that you sacrifice so much money. In his eyes, he did, because he took less money on his contracts when he could have gotten the max and all this stuff, right? But, dude, you're playing a kid's game for millions of dollars. Like, there's people out here that work 2-3 jobs just to support families, that they can't put money into their savings. They can't put money into investments. They can't do more with the money that they have that they want to do because they have to do it for other things that they need to do. While you're out here literally buying Lambos and going out to the strip, because we know James Harden likes the strip and all this stuff. And it's like, bro, like, yeah, you shouldn't really be saying that you sacrifice so much. Like, come on, like, for real.
I don't know. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take in what you guys both said, in which I agree. I think what James Harden is saying is that if it's not working out for you, then why is it so wrong to ask to leave? And it's one of the few jobs where you actually can ask to say, go to another destination. I think James Harden is one of the best offensive players that has played in the last 2 decades, but I also think James Harden is not a winner. And I don't think that James Harden has realized that in his persona and how he's done his things. Every time James Harden has gone to another team, they have not done anything better than what they did prior to him going there. He has been mediocre since he left Oklahoma City. Yes, he has won an MVP, and yes, he has been one of the best offensive players. But if you're going to put him at the forefront as your guy, it hasn't worked out for you at all. Yeah. It really hasn't.
I mean,
and I understand what
Houston almost got there.
Yeah, right. James Harden's career to me is almost great. And yet it reminds me of like Kawhi Leonard kind of thing. Like, although Kawhi Leonard did finally get them over the top to win, but they're kind of like the same kind of guy that, like, if you trade for Kawhi, you're going to get a great player, but is he really going to get you over the top? That's
debatable. He did that with Toronto. What do you mean?
Right. I'm not saying that Kawhi isn't a capable guy to win. My point, what I'm getting at, is that, like, they are maybe that was a bad example with Kawhi. But one of my point is I'm saying is that James Harden is that guy that just, yes, you're trading for the namesake, you're trading for what he can bring to your team, but yet what is it he actually brings to your team is just another stretch of mediocrity. And I think that what he's
go ahead. I thought you finished.
No. That's kind of what I'm saying. That James Harden to me is that you're trading for mediocrity. He's been fantastic as an offensive player when it comes to actually when it means and matters. Whenever you trade for James Harden, when you're getting for that namesake, you're not getting what you're paying for. And he's going to go down as one of the best scorers of all time, but probably arguably one of the biggest, and I hate to say the word, losers of all time, because he hasn't been able to do it. And yet you had Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook on the same team, and yet you were supposed to be the guy that just scored and doing your job, was supposed to just come off the bench. And yet you still couldn't get it done. Granted, they were into some good teams. I'm not saying that James Harden is not good, but I don't think that James Harden is that guy.
So just to push back down that a little bit, and we've going here for some time now, Young, I don't know if you got to get out of here or not, so I don't want to keep prolonging this, but just to push back on that right now. When Cleveland traded for him, I instantly...
Oh, you text me. You're like...
I think the Cavaliers are going to the NBA Finals. 100%.
I wanted you to say it on live so we can put them with the L up.
Yeah. I honestly think that trade for Cleveland was a great trade, and they're really going to get to the NBA Finals this year. I don't think there's going to be any team that's going to be able to stop them, honestly.
All right, Uriah, you're going to come back on here?
I'll just say that teams that make midseason trades, they typically don't go to the finals because the lack of chemistry, in my opinion. And I think chemistry in Detroit right now is high. You can't forget about the Knicks. The Sixers, if they're healthy and Paul George comes back, they'll have something to say about Cleveland making to the finals. Can they make it to the finals? Of course they can. I mean, James Harden's still an amazing point guard, and obviously Spider Mitchell is the man. But I think the one thing that is against them is lack of time to build chemistry. That's all I'll say.
And that makes a whole lot of sense. Definitely.
Man.
I just still think that when it comes to the Pistons, I still think that they're inexperienced. I think that it might hit them down the road. Not early. I don't think early. But I think down the road it's going to hit them and it's going to clash. The Knicks, I would say, is the closest there, right? Mm-hmm. But the way that Karl Anthony Towns plays too passive-aggressive for me, I will never say that the Knicks are going to make it to the NBA Finals because he needs to be aggressive. It's the same thing with Bam Adebayo. The same thing I've always said about Bam Adebayo. Way too passive. It's like, oh, man, that shit. Oh, it makes me so aggravated, man. It makes me so aggravated. We're at the midway
point. We have a long way to go for this NBA season.
Yeah, literally.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap it up for Views from the Stands. And as a collaboration with Uriah Young, man, you have been a fantastic guest. This is literally the longest episode we've ever done. So I appreciate you coming on the show. One more time, I'm going to give you the floor. Let the people know where to find you and what you got going on.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. I'm glad to be making history with you guys. I had a really fun time. Your production, I love all the stuff you got, the transitions. I produce my own show, so I really appreciate that. G Mike, you know hoops. Stevie, it was great hearing all your takes on what's going on with the NBA. You can find NBA Now and Then on Twitter X. You can find us on Instagram or on TikTok. So please check us out, NBANowandThen.com. If you need an alternative to the debate style, we basically give you the background of your favorite NBA players, past and present. We typically have an episode published every Sunday. So please check us out. Again, NBANowandThen.com. Appreciate it, guys.
I love the concept of your show, bro. Honestly, like it's a great concept. It's something like very unique. You know, a lot of people just do what we do. Like, we love the current event stuff. We love having the debates for sure. But when you have a show that's very unique to its own, obviously still talking about the NBA itself, but having his own unique turnaround, I think that's fantastic.
Hey, appreciate it, brother.
G Mike, you know how
guys, you know what's up, man. Please like, subscribe, share the show with your family, friends, anybody you go to. When you go to the game, share it to the next door neighbor to you. Let them know Views from the Stands is a show you want to watch, listen to, whatever, however you do it, man. And please follow us on all our socials. You'll see a pop-up on your screen if you're watching the recorded episode. If not, Twitter, TikTok, IG, YouTube, Spotify, wherever, baby. Let's go.
I have a little bit lengthy one, this one, actually. This is episode 70 for us. And Uriah, like you've been doing this for 2.5 years now. You said.
Yeah.
So you remember how that felt? We haven't even reached 100 yet, honestly. So like you reach that milestone. Well, we're at episode 70, and we couldn't have done it without everybody listening, watching, subscribing. It's an honor to actually be at this point. We're almost at the 100 mark, which is a really big deal for us. But coming up on Tuesday, we have a big thing coming up here. We're for my birthday, we're doing a golf tournament. And on Tuesday, we're going to be doing the draw of who the teams are going to be. It's going to be about a 24 to 28 man scramble. It's going to be a big show. And I want to give a shout out to the sportscasters that we also had on podcast, on Podmatch, excuse me. But having said that, so we're going to be doing a collaboration on Tuesday with the Sports Chasers. We're having this big tournament coming up. Please tune in. It's going to be a lot of fun. Find out who's going to be playing, and you guys can also check us out and watch us live whenever we actually do the event on the February 28th. We'll have a lot more to come on Tuesday about that one. But having said that, like we've made it to 70, man. This is a big deal for all of us. And Uriah Hall, I cannot thank you enough for coming on. Like I said, you made history with us. This is the longest episode we've ever done, and we really, really appreciate you coming on the show and dropping absolute bombs and knowledge, man.
My pleasure.
Having said that, check out our man Uriah on his podcast. Check out our podcast. Please like and subscribe. You know the deal, and we will see you guys on Tuesday with a big announcement for Views from the Stands. Peace. We out.